If you're looking to hear some reactive news, fall back asleep. It's the James Hendricks Show. Hello, everybody. Hello. Live today, it's Fearless Face Friday. Wrong button. It's good to focus on something besides the news. And, I know some things I'm probably going to say here are going to get me in trouble with some populations. But this episode is called a Federalist Marriage of Faith, Business, and Politics. You're like, what the heck? Jimmy, have you lost your mind? Alright, I wasn't going to go there. But these reactives and wokes are going to go there, so I might as well go there. Many of you know, some of you who listen to my flagship podcasts, or, a few of the other podcasts on the James Hendricks Empowerment Network, is I've created an alter ego, J.R. Hendrick. And, I've been thinking about switching from video games to kind of a, I'm not going to say the actual words. Okay, so it's a political paper chase game that I play kind of sort of in my mind. Okay? I wasn't going to give the exact word, because I know some populations, if I was to give the simple abbreviation of what type of game it was, it would curl their toes. So, it's a political paper chase game. Anyway, I was looking at how to do those, I was intrigued about it, and whether you know. Someone created something like that dealt with the current political stuff. Let me tell you something. My game is not. Okay? My game is not, because as you know, so much is being crazily, reactively politicized. No. The game that I play in my mind myself it's kind of like a marriage between faith, business, and politics. And sometimes those three in the game conflict. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. So if you want to, get your beverage, if you're a Latter-day Saint like me, you'll get your root beer with water, something within the spiritual laws in which you list to obey, okay? That's what I say a lot when I tell people to go grab that beverage. But anyhow, I'm an inquiring mind. And I have to say that part of that inquiring mind requires, it has me to sometimes do some writing, some research, stuff that's got to get done, regardless of whether we want it, or not. And so I think really the point of the game at this point is politics, reactive politics versus traditional family values. And the game takes place back in the 1990s, okay? Well, 1993 to 2002. So, I got about 8 years before I decide in this game, Because I think it was after 2002 that things started getting a little bit more reactive in politics. And it wasn't like a kerplunk, it was like a gradual descent. And so that's why I think that in many ways faith is important. I can sit there and talk to you about COVID, January 6th, inflation, and don't get me wrong, I'll be honest with you. This inflation is affecting everybody, including a homebound man such as myself. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to fall down and sugarcoat it. But you know what you need to do? If you've got families, say you have a spouse and kids, I want you, when you leave work, I want you to go home at night and hold them tight. Because sometimes you don't know how long it's going to last. Look, I don't mean to be emotional, but I guess two things I discovered that's going on in my family has really rocked me to the core. And that's what made me consider another suspension in, well, about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And the first one is my mother's not coming back. Okay, I can understand. She's not in the very best condition, and number one. And number two, I looked at her on her vacation, where for the most part, except for a few somber or crazy reactive moments, Mama was happy. She was happy. So I don't think it has as much to her condition that she's not coming back, but everything to do with her happiness. She's happy. She's rested. She's where she needs to be. Number two, I have a cousin in the hospital in Tyler, Texas, who's dying of cancer. And so I'm having to be the strong one. And to be honest with you, the thing is, with this reactive culture, it gets more complicated keeping life and faith together. And so, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Things have become so political, and everything in politics has become so discordant that you can't have a regular discourse. But here on the James Hendricks Show, we can. So please listen to me. Go home after work today. Hug your spouse and kids tight. Teach them the principles of your faith. Because life is short. We got so many things making demands on our focus now. Sometimes we don't know which end is up. And where focus goes, energy flows. Once I get back from my suspension, there will be times that I do talk about politics. And there will be other times when I won't. And it's kind of a Rush Limbaugh thing. He liked talking about sports. Sometimes golf. I like talking about golf and fishing, and it's like my brother-in-law told me, it's my show. But it's still within the ideology of the conservative Federalist framework, with the eye of faith. With that, I hope you enjoyed listening to the James Hendricks Show. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of receiving those daily updates. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, take care and be proactively informed. There is going to hopefully be a weekend edition. Guest host, guys. Take care. God bless you guys. Okay, hang in there. Have a blessed day.